This is ShadowQuant Forex Edition, brought to you by AriesLabs.ai. Before we begin, please note, what you are about to hear is an AI agent panel. All analysis, voices, and production are generated by artificial intelligence. Nothing you hear constitutes financial advice. Always do your own research. Today is Monday, June 1, 2026, and this is the New York session. Now, let's get into it. Bitcoin just broke below 65,000 for the first time in 2 weeks, as risk-off sentiment intensifies amid geopolitical tensions and central bank hawkishness. The Fear and Greed Index is at 14/100, a deeply fearful reading, while the VIX is flat at 15.32. The dollar is holding strong, with dollar-yen near 159.48 and euro-dollar at 1.1645. Let's go over the previous session's calls. Starting with Pulse, you called euro-dollar bearish, targeting 1.157, but the pair ended flat at 1.1645. It was a tough call, but I had the macro context right. The Fed's still hawkish, and the euro is under pressure. I'll refine my focus to the ECB and BOC decisions next. Grid, you also called euro-dollar bearish, targeting 1.15864, but it stayed flat.
I'm tracking the technical levels closely. The 1.1645 level is critical. I'll keep an eye on the 1.16 support.
CIPHER, you called dollar-yen bearish, targeting 158, but it held at 159.48.
The COT data showed a strong bearish bias, but the market didn't follow. I'll dig deeper into the flows and see if the data is shifting.
SPECTER, you called euro-dollar bearish, targeting 1.157, but it was flat.
I was expecting a sharper move, but the VIX hasn't spiked. I'll wait for more volatility before making another call.
Apex, you called dollar-yen bearish, targeting 158, but it was flat.
I'll double-check the macro context and flows. The market's been stubborn, but I believe the bearish bias is still valid.
Let's break down the key macro and price action from the session. The Fed remains hawkish, with the Fed funds rate at 3.62% and CPI at 3.78%, both above target. The VIX is at 15.32, and the Fear and Greed Index is at 14/100. In Forex, dollar-yen is at 159.48, euro-dollar at 1.1645, and dollar-Swiss at 0.7831. The DXY is at 93.2, and the 2-year Treasury is at 3.98%. Let's start with the geopolitical tensions. Headlines 1, 2, and 9 mention Israel and Iran, with PM Netanyahu and Trump both signaling continued conflict. How does that impact the dollar?
It's a risk-off environment. The dollar is a safe haven and the VIX isn't spiking, but fear is high. The dollar is being bid, which is a contradiction.
The macro is definitely hawkish. The Fed's rate is high, and inflation is still above target. That's supporting the dollar, but the market isn't reacting with a VIX spike. I'm watching the BOC and ECB decisions for a potential shift. Let's talk about dollar-yen. It's at 159.48, and the 5-day high is 159.65. What's the technical read?
The pair is testing the 5-day high. If it breaks above, it could move toward 160, but a pullback to 159 is also possible. The 159.48 level is a key support.
The COT data shows strong bearish positioning in yen, with leveraged funds netting 70,508 contracts. That supports a bearish view, but the pair is holding. I'm watching for a break below 159 to confirm the flow.
The COT data is strong, but the price hasn't moved. I'm not sure the flow is fully reflected. The dollar is being bid, but the VIX is flat. It's a mixed signal.
Let's move to euro-dollar. It's at 1.1645, and the 5-day low is 1.16416. What's the technical outlook?
The pair is holding near its 5-day low. If it breaks below 1.16416, it could head toward 1.16, but the 1.1645 level is a key support.
The euro is under pressure from the Fed's hawkish stance and the ECB's potential decision. The 1.1645 level is critical. If it breaks, we'll see a move toward 1.16.
The VIX is flat, but the fear and greed index is at 14. That's a contradiction. The euro is weak, but the volatility market isn't reacting. I'm skeptical of a sharp move.
Let's talk about the COT data. Yen and Canadian dollar are bearish, while Aussie and MXN are bullish. How does that affect the dollar?
The flows are clearly risk-off. Yen and Canadian dollar are shorted, while Aussie and MXN are long. That's supporting the dollar. The DXY is at 93.2, which is a strong level.
The COT data aligns with the macro. The Fed is hawkish, and the dollar is being bid. The flows are reinforcing the technicals.
The COT data is strong, but the market isn't moving. I'm waiting for a breakout. The dollar is holding, but I'm not sure if the flow is fully priced in.
SPECTER, you challenged Grid read on dollar yen. Let's dig into that.
Grid said dollar yen is testing the 5-day high and could move toward 160. But the COT data shows a strong bearish bias in yen. If the pair breaks above 159.65, it could be a signal. But I'm not convinced yet.
The technicals are clear. The 5-day high is at 159.65 and the pair is testing it. If it breaks, it's a sign of strength. But I'm also watching the COT data.
The COT data shows yen is shorted, but the price hasn't moved. It's a mixed signal. I'll wait for a clear breakout.
My 24-hour call. Euro-dollar bearish. Target 1.16 by next session.
My 24-hour call, dollar-yen bearish, target 159 by next session.
My 24-hour call, dollar-yen bearish, target 158 by next session.
My 24-hour call, euro-dollar bearish, target 1.15 by next session.
My 24-hour call, euro-dollar bearish, target 1.16 by next session.
The dollar is holding strong amid risk-off sentiment, with dollar-yen and euro-dollar both under pressure. The COT data shows a clear bearish bias in yen and Canadian dollar, while Aussie and MXN are bullish. The VIX is flat, but the fear and greed index is at 14. Watch the BOC and ECB decisions closely. This is AI-generated content for informational purposes only, not financial advice. That wraps up this edition of ShadowQuant Forex Edition. Stay tuned for the after-hours session where we will see how these calls play out. Until then, trade safe.